today I want to talk with you about a bike that may seem a little underwhelming. I get asked so many times, what's a good beginner adventure bike, or what dual sport bike should I start out on? The answer has always been easy, at least here in the past few years, because that's when I purchased my very own Honda CRF250L so my friends could ride with me. I've had many other dirt bikes and dual sport bikes that have been faster, better displacement, more go fast part, better tires, better in every way. I really just bought this to bring my friends along with me on some adventure riding. I wanted to introduce them to the sport. But this leads me to the first question. Is the CRF250L actually good? Or is it just easy to recommend because it doesn't really offend anyone? But before we can answer that question, we need to look at why it's not just in my top recommendation, it seems to be in everyone's top recommendation. The CRF250L didn't just become popular because it was exciting. It actually wasn't tremendously exciting at all. It became popular because it just worked. Honda built this bike for riders who wanted a motorcycle that could do a little bit of everything. No drama, you want to commute, trails, back roads, whatever. Man, this just does it all. Honda nailed something that's so important. Just approachability. The seat height might look a little intimidating on paper, but it's actually very narrow. The power delivery is very calm, very linear. The clutch is super forgiving, and obviously phenomenal gas mileage, all the things that you've come to know and trust from Honda. You don't feel like the bike is waiting to punish you for a mistake. And that's why dealers sold tons of these things. That's why used listings on Facebook never stay up long. And that's why experienced riders keep recommending this to new riders. But the popularity created a myth. The myth is that because it's good for everyone, it must be great for someone. And that's where it gets really interesting. Most people buy the CRF250L expecting freedom. They imagine the dirt roads turning into trails, the trails turning into mountains, a bike that feels light, eager, and adventurous. But then they ride it, and the first thing they notice is that it's not super exciting. It's actually pretty calm. The engine doesn't surge, the throttle doesn't whip you back, the bike doesn't like beg you to go faster on pavement. It's just stable, not thrilling. On dirt, it's capable, but not aggressive. If you're coming from a street bike or a sporty or dual sport, it can feel kind of boring. But this is where people get confused. They think the bike itself is boring. But that's not the full story at all. The CRF250L isn't trying to impress you in the first 5 minutes. It's trying to earn your trust over like 5 years. Here's what the ownership experience really feels like. Cold starts, not a big deal. Bad gas, shakes it off. Miss some maintenance interval, bike will forgive you. You ride it to work without worrying about traffic, heat. You take it down a dirt road just because it's there. You drop it, you just pick it back up and you keep going. The suspension isn't fancy, it's not gonna win any races, but it's predictable. The chassis, not razor sharp, but stable enough. The motor isn't gonna scare you to death, but it won't surprise you in any way. And that's the secret. The CRF250L makes riding feel low risk, not just physically, but just mentally. You stop riding defensively, you stop worrying about the consequences because you explore. The bike isn't demanding your affection. It's not boring, it's freedom. But that freedom does come with a cost. The CRF250L is not lightning fast, it's not exciting on the highway, it doesn't magically become a dirt bike just because the pavement ends. At highway speeds, the engine is working pretty hard, it's tough to pass, you have to plan, and the wind will remind you how light the bike really is, and off-road, the weight does show up when it gets a little technical, but it's super manageable. It's just not always the most playful like a dedicated trail bike might be. But I think that's where people get disappointed. They expect one bike to replace two. They expect compromise without consequences. The CRF250L is making a very specific trade. It sacrifices excitement for consistency. And whether that's a deal breaker kind of depends entirely on you and why you ride. I bought this to be a great entry-level bike to get my friends out there on the trail with me. That's why I bought it. Now, unequivocally, they absolutely love it. The CRF250L is for riders who value permission over performance. Permission to explore, to make mistakes, and to just ride without anxiety. perfect for new riders or returning riders or commuters who want to just get out off the road and into the dirt. If you crave adrenaline, if you ride for speed, the edge, or intensity, if you want the bike to push you, it might feel like the bike's holding you back. But that doesn't mean it's bad, it just means it's honest. So, is the CRF250L actually good, or is it just easy to recommend? Here's the truth. It's kind of like a good pair of hiking boots. They're not flashy, they don't make you faster, but they just let you go farther without pain. This bike doesn't create unforgettable moments through power and finesse, it creates them through reliability and consistency. And that's why it survives trends, and that's why people keep buying them, and that's why years later, owners rarely get rid of them. It's not exciting, it's enabling. And that's far more valuable than most people realize. I've owned the CRF250L for a few years now, and I've loved sharing it. I love riding it myself, but I want to hear your experience, good or bad, in the comments, especially you long-term owners out there. If this video helped you cut through the hype and clarify the reality, give it a like, consider subscribing, and maybe stick around. We focus on honest motorcycle ownership, not brochure promises. Ride safe, ride honest. We'll see you in the next one.